Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel for personal and professional development. My name is Salom with Emerge.coach. I wanted to dedicate today's video to the challenge of overcoming stress and anxiety. At some point or another, we all fall victims of these feelings, and as long as they're rare, it really shouldn't affect our health. But the truth is that we live in a world where there's a lot of information, a lot of pressure, and everything moves really fast. So it is quite easy to fall victim of stress and even escalate into experiencing anxiety episodes. So as I began to think, what will it take for us to truly overcome stress in a more permanent way, I kept coming down to the same conclusion. It's all about our attitude. Bear with me. Now, in the short term, the same behaviors that we're used to managing our stress, like breathing exercises or meditation or even rationalizing the facts, will still apply and will still create enough time and space so that we can manage the symptoms of stress and keep it from building up. But time and space is not always feasible, and it's really not the most long-term solution. So in order for us to achieve a more permanent solution to stress, we need to realize that we are in a double mission. On one side, what we need to do is to begin to explore the possibilities of making changes to our current environment. And then on the other side, we need to take a stance and be open-minded and courageous to change our attitude, our perspective on all of those things that could cause you stress. Now, stress is simply an overload of our senses. The way that we take in all these outside factors, the to-dos, the interactions, the events, the deadlines, all of this give our bodies the sensation that we are in a dangerous position. So it triggers a response called the fight, flight, or freeze response that creates a chemical reaction within our bodies. So now what was outside has come into our bodies, escalating the problem. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to realize that it is our perception of those outside factors what truly is overloading our senses and not the factors themselves. So to begin making these changes, the first thing we need to do is to understand all the factors that are currently causing us to stress out. So let's explore within and try to make a list. Begin with the more obvious and try to make a robust list of all the things that are causing you to feel stressed today. Then go back up on the top of your list and investigate all layers behind each one of these events that you have determined and see what are the reasons why they're causing you to feel this particular way. Now, the way I mentioned on my blog about perspective, each one of us is given a set of cards. These are our codes and our truths. Understanding these truths and how they influence our perception of things is going to be of imperative value in this process of understanding and overcoming stress. So once you have determined what are the situations, the people, the events that are causing you to stress out, then we need to try to find out if these events in particular are reacting to something that is already encoded within you. So try to step away from your point of view for a little bit and think to see if you find at least one person that would be in the same situation but will not feel stress at all. If you can think for at least one person that is in that situation and not feeling the effects of the stress, then what that means is that this particular event is reacting to some of your codes and causing the stress. So this doesn't mean that you're wrong to feel the way that you feel. No, what it does mean though is that this particular stressor can be eliminated by changing the way that we perceive the facts. So go ahead and continue going down your list to each one of those stressors and try to see what do you recognize, what are the reasons why each one of them are causing you to feel stress, and what is the relationship between the events and the codes within your nature. So I guess the next question in your mind is, how could I possibly change the way I perceive things and what my new perception should be? The next step into changing our attitude is about debunking some myths and some self-limiting beliefs that may very well be encoded within us. Here's a few examples that come to mind. I need to be very intense in order to be effective and to do a good job. If I'm not stressed, it means that I don't care. To be successful, I have to be stressed. If someone or something is negative, it has to affect me. If my job is high intensity and is high responsibility, I cannot possibly avoid stress. There are many of these codes imprinted in our subconscious, so do take the time to explore some more that are unique to you and to your experiences and debunk those as well. Now, your beliefs do shape your reality, so if you find that you're in front of a lot of self-limiting beliefs, check out my blog about that and see if you can challenge them with some powerful methods. Anyways, the next step into changing our attitude would be to come to terms and to rationalize these truths. If I'm stressed, I am hurting my health. When I am stressed, I can no longer make effective choices. In fact, all tasks can be accomplished faster and more effectively when I am in a calm and rational state of mind. The choices that I make when I am under stress generate more situations that can cause stress. These people and these situations cannot be allowed to hurt my personal health. If I am not well, I cannot help those that I love. So once again, here is when we go back and investigate what unique truths exist in the situation that you're analyzing so that we can come to terms with them and make them conscious. Now make sure that you're writing all of this down. It is imperative for any rationalization process to have a living, breathing document that grows with us, something that holds a record of all of our processes of thought, and something that we can always go back to and ensure that we're still in the right path of improvement that we intended. Now, what is the final step to change your perspective? That will be to choose what is the correct attitude for each one of those stressors that we already identified. Now, knowing what is truth and what is a myth, we enter a new space of self-respect and a different mindset that allows us to try to guess and determine what is the best possible attitude that I can adopt that will conquer both my goals within the situation, but also keeping all the negativity and the stress away. What that attitude will look like will come to you as you continue to analyze all the facts of the situation while maintaining the goal in your mind. Now, like I said before, we are all here in a double mission. One, to change our perceptions, but also to begin making changes to our environment. As we become masters of this skill, you'll start to realize that your environment will also naturally transform. And this new mindset will allow you to go back and decide which ones of those stressors can and should be completely eliminated from your reality. Now, of course, a few things are beyond our control and cannot be changed, but at least now the way that we see them, the way that we react to those is going to be completely different. Remember, who and what enters our mind and our sanity is entirely up to us. Toxic people, toxic situations will always be around us trying to enter our sanity space, and letting them in, giving them the power to affect our health is entirely up to us, not up to them. So continue to connect to that value of keeping your house mind intact so that you can take the choices, make the choices and take the actions that will keep all the negativity away. Now, I realize that this and many other life skills will take a long time to master, but I encourage you to be very patient with yourself, to be courageous and to be consistent as you continue to try to change all these defaults. Now, I hope this offered some clarity in how to build a lifestyle that is completely free of stress and anxiety. Know that it is possible. If for any reason you would like to explore your situation a little bit more in detail, don't hesitate to explore our programs that we offer. We're here to help as always. Now, once again, my name is Diana Salom, your personal development coach here at Emerge.coach. Thank you so much for listening.